Hi, this is Lance at Midwest Air Compressor, and today I'm going to show you how to adjust the final blowdown pressure for your airmax unit. So a very common condition with these is you watch this gauge. This is your sump pressure. That's the pressure in this tank. When your unit is unloaded and blowing down, it's only blowing down the pressure in this tank. This gauge should be at your load pressure, and once it hits unload, you should see it slowly climbing down and finalizing and stabilizing around 25 to 40, maybe even 50 psi. The reason for that pressure maintaining in your system, the 40 psi when it's blowing down, is so when the unit isn't making air and your system's satisfied with the pressure that it has enough pressure in the system to continue oil flow throughout the cooler, the oil filter, the air end, and any of the other components that are on the compressor. The way it does that is through your inlet valve. Right here you have a set screw, a nut, and a rubber washer. Inside of your air filter housing, you look down here inside of your inlet, you see that piston, plunger, or inlet stopper, whatever you want to call it, is in the closed position. When your unit goes into unload mode, it's sending pressure from the sump through a line to your inlet, and that pressure is then divided between the piston inside the inlet to force it up and close it. Also, it allows some of it to go through this port, hit this set screw, and blow out over the top of that piston up here. Now if that set screw is out of adjustment, is what it can do is it can blow down too fast, then you lose the pressure that is needed to hold that piston up and seal off the inlet. If it blows down too fast, that pressure will dissipate and your inlet can start to slowly chatter and bounce, and you'll see oil coming up through that piston and saturate your air filter with oil. If you have a valve in your system to close it off, let your unit go into unload. You can control the air, close it. If you can isolate the unit completely, shut it off, let the unit go into an unload condition, and watch this gauge slowly drop down to 25 to 45, anywhere in that range. If it's dropping really rapidly like this, then you need to adjust the screw, which I'll show you how to do right now. So with this particular 5-horse, you can spin this solenoid out of the way to give you easy access to the Allen and the nut. You loosen up this nut while it's unloaded, mind you. So this will be running, this typically has a guard on it. You'll loosen this nut just so slightly so this set screw can move. If it's dropping rapidly, screw this set screw in to the right as much as it's needed to slow down what is on this gauge. The rubber washer you see behind the nut on that screw and set screw assembly right on the inlet, the little guy, you want that nut to constantly maintain some sort of a seal on that little rubber washer, or it can throw off how the gauge is reading. But remember, after you make an adjustment, make sure you snug that nut up right back to where it was, you know, nice and tight, nice and snug, just so you have an accurate reading on the gauge. Once you've tightened down this nut and screw and you've figured out that it takes about a minute to get down to this 40, 25 range right in here, your inlet should be set correctly. It's not a bad idea to do this with somebody while they watch the gauge while you do the adjustment on the screw. But remember, small adjustments can make a big difference on how fast or slow that gauge drops down to the set pressure. You do not want a rapid drop on this, because like I said, that pressure is also used to hold the piston closed and blow off the pressure in the machine. So once it gets down to the 25-40 range, after about a minute or so, you should be set, and you should see any conditions of oil saturating into your air filter go away. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it helps any diagnostics that you have, and any questions, feel free to reach out at midwestaircompressors.com or find us online, and we will do our best to walk you through anything else that you need. Thank you.